Hey y'all, my name is Shan. Welcome to Cozy Womb Podcast. This is a series for Black fathers because Black fathers matter. Black fathers matter to me. Black fathers matter to my children. Black fathers matter when it comes to my brothers, my mentors, my friends. They matter because they set the tone for who our children look up to. They set the tone for how men, women, children, and other elderly people feel protected, feel like, everything they've struggled for was for a good cause because they've seen who they've become. And I want to, I just want to shine a light on them and hear from them in a perspective that sometimes goes unheard because no one cares to ask. Sometimes people look at fathers as if, oh, that's nothing. They're supposed to do that. Why would we, thank you for doing something you're automatically supposed to do? You shouldn't look for any, praise or any thank yous for that. That's standard. That's the basics. Do what you're supposed to do. But when you have a father that's there, that's consistent, that's available, that's attentive, that's caring, that's thoughtful, versus an absent father, versus a father that thinks his life and his now is more important than the child's future. There's a difference. There's a clear difference. And I just want to show appreciation. So this series, I've interviewed many fathers from different places, different backgrounds. And I really just want to pick their brains with different questions. So thank you for listening to Cozy Womb Podcast, and I hope you enjoy.
Hey, it's Anya Dula, and I am the host of Intercultured with Anya Dula. Intercultured with Anya Dula is a podcast that focuses on motherhood, culture, birth work, and travel. And it's just a place for women to come together to discuss our philosophies on motherhood, to discuss our work and birth work, if that's what we do, but mainly to bring women of all different cultures together so that we can talk about how we mother, how we #do motherhood, so that we can learn from one another and learn to love each other. That's really what it's all about. I hope you'll join us. Intercultured with Anya Dula podcast is available on all the major podcast stations. I hope you'll join us. Can't wait to connect.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
What's up, y'all? This is Hympe from the OLF Podcast. I knew you was gonna botch it. That's Out of Left Field Podcast.
How you doing?
I'm chilling.
That's good.
Gotta be first. Gotta be the first in the door.
Listen.
Y'all niggas to follow this.
Initiation.
That's what I'm saying. We see who gonna follow this.
So where are you from?
Philly, South Philly.
South Philly. West Philly right here, South Philly right there. Okay.
See, if you're from Philly, then you understand why people get specific when they say.
Oh, I know.
That's what I'm saying. Niggas who don't know be like, why y'all always say it like that? If you was from here, you would understand.
And if you don't mind, could you state your fatherly age?
I'm 32. I'll be 33 on July the 1st.
Hey.
I got one on the way in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
A girl and a possible girl. You never know.
So y'all didn't want to know?
Nah, he said it's a girl, but it could still be a boy.
See, I can't do that. Y'all got guts. I needed to know ASAP.
Yeah, we know. They said it's a girl, but those things aren't always accurate.
Shoot.
My oldest, she wouldn't open her legs. My daughter wouldn't open her legs. So we didn't know what she was till she
She's
came
a
out.
lady.
I'm saying, there you go. Keep them things on lock and key.
Good. That's good.
We didn't know what we had to have a neutral baby shower with her because we didn't know what she was. She had a lot of yellows and browns. That thing.
Oh wow. Yeah, I had a guest to sex baby shower. I really wanted a boy, and the Lord laughed in my face twice, and I'm good.
What you telling? This shit ain't funny.
So I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. Were you born in Philly or you born somewhere else?
Same house. My mom been living in the same house since '72 with the same phone number. I live right down the street from my mom's.
That's good.
I was there earlier. I'm there damn near every day.
That's good.
If I go somewhere, it won't be too far. But yeah, I'm same block. Like I said, same block, same phone number. My room's still there. She got some shit in my room now, but my room's still there.
Is most of your family from Philly?
My whole family from here. We got some niggas from down south, but I don't know them niggas. They don't know me. If you ever went on a trip to Miami somewhere and ran into one of them, I wouldn't know them if I seen them.
Okay.
I think they in Virginia.
Never been to VA. I've been through VA, but never been.
I've been there. Virginia Beach used to be the shit. We used to go there every summer.
Oh, wow. All right. So my first question for you is fill in the blank. Being a father is blank.
Special.
Why you say special?
Special because you look at this brand new baby and you think they don't know how to do nothing but breathe air. And all the things that you do, say, how you act, how you are is going to be the shit that shapes and molds them.
Right.
So you show them a toxic relationship, they're going to grow up and think a toxic relationship is what love looks like. Show them a positive relationship. You show them this is how you love in a good way. Like, I can give you an example in my household. My mom and my dad was together for like 30 some years until my dad passed. Never seen them have one argument. Wow. They might have disagreed on fish or chicken for the night, but never one argument that I see them have. So for some people, love is let's cuss each other out, break some shit, kick you out, pussy, and all. Never. Me and my wife don't have them type of situations because that ain't what I'm showing my daughter, because that ain't what I came from, that ain't where she came from, so that ain't what we gonna do.
So your wife grew up with both parents also?
Yeah.
That's good.
So yeah, like it's special because like you realize, some people, you gotta realize that you are it as far as how they gonna view the world. Now once they hit high school, they gonna rebel against everything you tell them. You tell them to go left, they gonna make a hard right. But they gonna come back to the foundational shit that you gave them, unless you did something wrong at some point around in there. Then again, not necessarily, because some kids just be rebellious. They just ain't gonna do what some of them just ain't gonna do what you told them.
Yeah. But I agree with you, like, we are the examples. Before you guys got married, did you intentionally look to be with someone who had like a similar upbringing as you?
Hell no. I ain't never had a girlfriend in my life. Like, I never wanted to have a girlfriend.
What?
I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to just lie. I don't want to just lie to you and tell you you my one and only, if that's not the truth. There's no reason for me to string you along lying to you saying you my one and only, you're my moon and my stars, but then I'm going to text this other girl as soon as you turn around. So most niggas don't mind. Most niggas like the chaos. Most niggas like the BS. I'm not one of those kind of guys. Some people say shit, some people mean shit.
Facts. You're one of few these days.
Yeah, you don't know too many niggas like me. You know a nigga like me, point him out. I need that nigga on my team.
My second question for you is, growing up as a boy, the one thing I wanted from my father was blank.
My dad kind of like, he was there and he gave us all of that. Maybe like when you just was a young boy, you just was bitching about you wanted to just do whatever you wanted to do, and he just wasn't going for it. but you didn't realize at the time that he was teaching you structure, that he was trying to let you know that the world don't owe you nothing. You're not going to always get what you want. It's not about whether I can afford it or do it right now. It's about that I just gave you the last two things you asked for. You're not going to keep just asking for shit. You'll never be satisfied. Because that's how you're going to go through your life. The rest of your life, you will never be satisfied. You're going to feel like the world owes you shit.
True. So, if your father wasn't around as sometimes growing up, did you have like a second man in place that would check you or?
Yeah, my uncles and shit, like all his friends and all of that. Like my dad kind of influenced my outlook on everything. Like a lot of the shit that I do, a lot of the shit that I say, it'd be some shit that I got from my dad, not even recognizing at the time that that's where I got it from. Mm-hmm. Because like I said, my mom and my dad was together in the same house, and we ain't had that type of goofy shit going on.
Yeah,
but
that's
a bunch of my uncles. Like that's how things were back then, though. Like my uncle would grab me and yo, you can't do this, that, or whatever. Because sometimes you'll listen to your uncle, you just ain't gonna listen to your mom or your dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your parents had a mutual respect where adult things were adult things. And
well, see, my parents was 40 and 38 when I was born, so I was a plan. I wasn't a mistake. I wasn't a drunken night. I was two adults having a child. Like,
well, my parents were 30 and 60. But at the same time, arguments were, had, and guns were put on tables and threats were made.
At that kind of generational divide, you can see why. Y'all got the world from two different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like you could dip a little bit back, but damn, that's a far dip. Like shit.
That has always been my show and tell back from back.
Cause like if I try to have a conversation with like a 20-year-old, I'll be like, damn, you're dumb as shit. I couldn't imagine.
It's a lot of work and a lot of patience, but I think what really helped balance my parents is my mom was very passive and my dad was like super aggressive and direct. And my mom is a avoider and my dad is a direct person, so she will avoid situations left and right. Still to this day at 66.
Super aggressive and direct. That would describe me.
Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's just like, dang, are they mean or are they just telling it like it is?
I mean, when you don't know somebody, it could be perceived either way. If you know the person, then you will understand like, oh, all right, that's just them giving it to you raw and uncut.
Right.
If you don't know them, you'll be like, they just ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how my dad was. So I feel like I'm a balance of both of them, in a sense. And then when my father's side comes out more, she'll be like, oh, you're mean. I'm just like, I'm not mean. I'm direct because we gotta get to this point anyway. I might as well know now.
No reason for us to be in here tap dancing. Let's get to it.
Exactly. How you said you had 2 kids, right?
I got one on the way, 2 weeks.
Okay. How many kids do you father or have you fathered that aren't yours biologically? And that could be from that could be from
my niece thinks she's mine. I remember we was in a store and it's her birthday and we looking at, this was like a couple years, this was years ago now, looking at an Xbox or a PlayStation or something in a game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why are you showing me the Xbox and your dad the game? He's your dad. I'm not your dad. He's like, oh, well, you got a job and he don't, so you can buy the game. But yeah, I got like my little cousins. I used to watch my little cousins. I was probably like 19. It was 3 of them.
Yeah.
And my one little cousin, she's bad as hell. She just was DMing me when I was talking to you on Instagram. He's bad as hell back then. But because I used to be there with them like every day, like they damn near like my kids too. Like they was probably like 6'1" and like 3 months.
Oh wow.
So like the 1-year-old, he's a boy, the other 2 is girls. He'll still call me and like bounce stuff off of me or ask me questions about shit and all of that. And like I said, the girl, even like all of them, will still call me and ask me shit.
And that's good. And I feel like the reason why I asked that question is because a lot of fathers father other kids before they even have their own kids. And they step into that fatherly role years and decades before they ever think about becoming parents, and they don't get appreciated. And I feel like
I to you like this. My niece was born when I was 17. I was in 12th grade. That was the first like baby, because like I said, my mom was 38. I was it. Wasn't having no more kids after that. So my niece is like the first baby who was around every day. I'm like, baby sneeze? Like babies do all this type of shit? I never had a every day around a baby. Yeah. So just having her around, and it would be like, all right, well, you can't just leave this sitting here because you don't want her to pick it up and drink it. You can't leave this because it's too sharp. Like I got that kind of perspective way before I even had kids, because of just having my niece around. And this is a thing that I always said, like my dad died, I was 22. And I felt like my dad had to die for me to become a man, because the responsibility of all of the family became mine. My uncle and my dad, who would have been like two of the main guys of the family, died within maybe a year of each other, 10 months or so. So it was like once they was both gone, and it was like, well, who the hell is everybody gonna turn to?
Did you openly accept that position, or were you resistant to it?
No, I mean, you openly accept it, because you can't want to be the man and then complain about it.
Yeah.
You can't ask for responsibility and then complain that you got the responsibility. You can't ask for a job and then complain every day that you got to get up and go to work. People do it every day, but it's just illogical. Like, it's just stupid. It just don't make sense, but people do it every day. But that goes back to, like I said, you're never satisfied if you get everything that you always want. You got to learn to be satisfied.
Very true.
Hashtag OLF Convo.
What does it mean to you to be a father?
It means responsibility. It means head of household. It means, like I said, shaping their mind, showing them the right things, putting them in the right positions, making the best decisions for y'all, not just for you. Because once they come out, you don't matter no more. Everything that you do has to be about them. And if you don't have the perspective that I'm not number one no more, then you got problems.
Would you say is the best type of pressure to have?
Absolutely, it is. But see, I'm already like a super driven type of person. Like, I'm not a person that lacks for motivation. Like, I ain't need the baby to come for me to say, I'll work the extra shift and put in these extra hours. Like, I got too much shit that I want to do, and like that I can't just sit around and wait for somebody to give me something. Like, I'm a type of motherfucker, I'll rather walk the extra 2 blocks than to get in the car with you and drive the 2 blocks. So,
I've always been that way, and people be like, oh, you're stubborn. It's not about being stubborn, but when I get to my goal, I want to feel like I earned it.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know how to ask somebody for something. Like, when I was a kid, like, if my mom ain't just put the money in the room, I ain't got no money this week, I'll figure it out. Like, but like trying to ask her for something, like, I'll figure a way to make it happen. Like, regardless of the situation, it's like, I'll figure out a way to make it happen.
That's good. And that's why I say, like, more boys today need, if not their fathers, a man to be like, you don't wait, you work, and you do whatever you got to do it yourself. You don't wait for someone to put money in your hand. But
a lot of people come up in these 50-50 situations, so niggas will think all I got to do is come up with my $50 for the electric bill. Like, all I got to do is come up with this because I got to have these sneaks, this car, this, that, or whatever. Like, no, you got to have these essentials for your family or for your household. All the rest of this shit is just icing on the cake if you can get that. If you're in a position to get all of that shit. The shit that you have to do is take care of them, is keep their mouths fed, keep that roof over their head. Like, me and my man was talking about, like, the corona situation with the mask and shit. He like, man, I can't just have this mask on, it'd be hot as shit. I'm like, the thing I can't do is get this shit and give it to my wife. Or my kids. If I gotta sweat a little bit, nigga, then we gonna sweat. But the thing that I can't do is get this shit because it was too hot.
It was too hot. It didn't look right. I don't like it. None of that.
Hey, you trying to be cute and shit, nigga. I'm trying to be healthy.
Right. I need to go get a haircut. Listen.
Why you think your hair? We say this OLF head is tight. Struggling with this joint.
What is the most frustrating thing about being a dad?
They waking up every 2 hours when they first born, and they just be crying. They don't know how to talk. They can't communicate. Just the crying. It's not even like crying. I can ignore it. Be like the complaining, and the complaining and the crying is kind of the same thing when they first there, because they can't do nothing. Like they can't get it out. My daughter used to be funny as shit because she's like a week old and is like, but she can't get the words out.
Yeah.
She would be like mad because she can't talk.
Yeah.
But she would be trying her ass off and there's just no words, ain't no sounds coming out. She would just get like a
Was she a night baby where she was up, or was she like feed her, change her, she'll go to sleep?
Shit, that didn't bother me though, because I'm a up all night type of person. Which I got that from my mom. She up all night type of person. We couldn't never sneak no chicks in the house because my mom we ain't got no curfew, but she ain't going to bed. She's on the couch.
Oh man.
She might be half nodded, but as soon as you crack that door, she gonna pop up like it's 3 p.m. and she was never nodding.
Right. Well, hopefully you don't get what I have. My first daughter was very mellow, super chill, and then this other one is the complete opposite. We wasn't like friends until she turned 2. Like she was very like whiny, very needy, had to be on you, couldn't be pleased.
See, night one in the hospital, I put my hoodie over top of the little plastic container thing that they put the baby in. Let's lay this hoodie right here so she can just smell this and think that I'm right here. What we ain't gonna do is all this holding and touching. All that holding and touching creates a spoiled child, which then sends them to daycare, and they become spoiled at the daycare, which makes them the child nobody wants to watch at the daycare. Now the other kids don't like you. You just creating a monster when you do all that holding and touching and, oh my God, he's so cute, she's so cute, she got these fat cheeks. Put her ass down.
Like, I feel like they need it up to a certain point, but then you need to let them know, like, you're fine, you don't need me. You could be there by yourself.
You can figure it out over there. You drop the pacifier, here, you can figure it out. Get it in your mouth.
Yeah, that has me frustrated also. What would you say makes a good dad?
This was something we talked about like recently, and it's like, you know, you're a good parent or a good dad in this instance when you see how your kids is around the other kids. Because you'll see if they act like you, if they got your mannerisms, if they got your personality, like, or not even if they got yours, if they have the right personality. Like I said, they could be the one that complains all the damn time. They could be the one lining up the blocks with everybody or telling everybody, come on, like, no, we're not going over there. We got to do it like this, or this is wrong, or that's wrong. Like, that's how you know if you're doing a good job or not, is them showing you, like, the things that they say, the way that they are, shows you the reflection of what you're doing. Yeah. If your child is the one who was always, go ahead, say bitch, like, yeah, that's not cute when they do it in school.
Right.
It was cute when you thought, oh, it's gonna be funny when we do this on the block, but it ain't cute when they go into school and they call the teacher a bitch.
I'm constantly
and like, in first grade.
I'm constantly telling my 6-year-old, you know, she's like a words inquirer. Like, she come to me and be like, what does this word mean? And I'll tell her what it means, and I'll tell her, if you say it this way, it can mean something negative. If you say it this way, it can mean something positive. And then I'll tell her, you only use that word in this house, with me. You don't use it with any other adult. You don't use it with kids. You don't use it at school. I feel like a lot of new parents just have open conversation around children where they don't really connect on the definitions and the meanings behind words, and then they just use it loosely. And to me, that is a horrible representation of you as a parent. Around.
See, that's the maturity, though, to understand that you're a parent and not a friend.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be, some situations be messed up where you only got one parent, so mom or dad, because shit, my cousin had 4 of his kids. Like, so mom or dad could be in this situation where you gotta be the nurse to put a band-aid on the wound. You gotta be the stern one to whip some ass when you said bitch in class.
Yes.
You gotta be the dictionary to learn how to spell this one and that one. You gotta do long division because this one is like, you gotta be everything for them. And it's like, some people don't be wanting to step up to them situations just because you had a baby and you was young and you didn't realize that it ain't about you no more. You don't matter no more. It don't matter if that happens when you're 13 or when you're 16 or when you're 64. Like, once you have them, you are now on the back burner.
And some people constant learning, man.
Absolutely. Because you got to recognize, though, that that's the situation. Like I said, I seen that from just having my niece around when I was 17. And it was like, oh, all right, you kind of got to cater things toward what I need because you don't want to set a bad example for her.
Yeah. So you being around your family and having to step into that role, like, prepared you for your kid. So when you had your first daughter, you felt like no anxiety, no fear about it.
I'm not that type of person. Like, I ain't scary. Like, I got a strong faith system, and it's like, if something gonna happen, it's gonna happen. Ain't nothing I could do about that. Like, same shit like the corona situation. Like, you gonna get it, you gonna get it. I'm gonna wear this mask and these gloves. I ain't gonna just walk out there going, come on and get me.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna prepare myself for the situation. But like I said, you don't ask for something and complain about it. That's just stupidity. Like,
that contradicting behavior.
You got that 9 months to prepare yourself for, like, me and my daughter were talking, and I told her, like, you know, the baby gonna be here in like a month, just a couple weeks ago. And she said, like, I'm just not ready for this. I'm like, what you mean? We told you in the beginning. We didn't lie to you or nothing. You got to prepare yourself the same way we got to prepare ourselves. It's like, all right, you about to be tired for the next year. Just deal with it. It ain't gonna change nothing. Because guess what? You came and interrupted your mom or your dad's whole life the same way that they about to interrupt yours.
What, is your daughter now a light sleeper, or she's like a deep sleeper?
She's newsy as all hell. So if you come down in her room or like doing something down there, she gonna pop up.
Okay, well, yeah, she gonna be up with y'all. She gonna help with bottles and stuff.
My daughter's 7 though, so yeah, you damn right you gonna learn how to mix this little powder in with water.
Yeah. See, I have mine 3 years apart, so, and then my first daughter, she sleeps hard. So she's.
I told my wife, my wife sleeps hard. The wind blow hard in here, and I'm waking up. I told my wife a couple months after my daughter was born, let's just have another one now, get it out the way, because I didn't want to have this big ass gap like we're about to have now. Like, you get them out of the way back to back, and we on ice now. We had a 6 and a 7, I'll be cool.
Yeah.
Now we got a 7 and a newborn.
Yeah.
Like, you out the groove with this shit. Yeah. You forgot that you gotta have 26 things of sanitizer around the house.
Sanitizer, diapers, and wipes.
That's the
most annoying part.
Diapers. There go your annoying part. Diapers.
How has your fatherhood changed your outlook on your dad, or your appreciation?
I get what he was doing. Like, I get some of the stuff that he was doing where it was like, he ain't say it, he just did it. And me not catching it at 16, 17, 19, because I just wasn't looking at the world like that. But I couldn't look at the world like that because I didn't have no kids. I didn't have nobody that I was responsible for. I just had me at the time. But once you start to reflect on the things that he did, not really so much of the things that he said, it would just be like, oh, okay, that's why he did that. Oh, that's why he moved that way, is because he's showing you that this is the way that things go. He's showing you this is how you treat your mom. This is how you treat a woman. This is how you treat your brother. This is how you treat your kids. Like, so like he kind of, like I said, my dad kind of laid the foundation for like everything for me. And even like my mom and my dad, like I said, we've been same house, same block since forever. Like, my mom and my dad is everybody's mom and dad. They call my mom and dad the mother and the father. So like, shit, my friends will call home from jail and talk to my mom. I talk to my dad like when he was alive.
Did you grow up where you could talk to both of your parents, your grandparents on both sides?
Nah, I never met. They was all dead way before I was even born.
Yeah, man. I knew my
time I had a grandparent substitute, they even died. I stopped even getting substitutes.
Oh wow. My next question is, what is one thing about Black fatherhood that no one talks about, but is a constant struggle?
Man, that's a little difficult there. It's like, it kind of depends on your maturity level. Mm-hmm. Some people don't mature. Some people will be 45 and they never matured. The thing that you have to realize when you have that baby, when you get that phone call of I'm pregnant, you have to realize that you now have to start adjusting to your life is about somebody else. It's about something else and not just you. Mm-hmm. You can't say shit like, fuck it, I'm going to go loot and go steal a TV or some shit. Fuck it, if I get caught, I can go do to those 6 months. 6 months missing in your child's life is a huge time frame.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to understand that the decisions you make have consequences now because you now got responsibility for somebody else. They come here not knowing how to do anything but breathe. Mm-hmm. And you got to lay that foundation for them and show them everything. So it's like, I would say, like, yeah, it's like accepting the responsibility. Like, everybody doesn't just accept the responsibility. Some niggas still got too much play in them.
Yeah. Too much energy that they putting in the wrong place.
Some women too, though. Let's not just throw. I ain't gonna just.
Oh yes, but we not talking about women today. We got
chicks who pull up at the barbecue with the stroller bent over.
Yes, we do. Unfortunately.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be here with a Corona tonight.
Oh man, this is a fill in the blank one. I feel most appreciated by my children or my child when blank.
I felt most appreciated by her when I come home. Because if she ain't seen me, say she stayed at grandma's house last night.
Yeah.
She's going to show, like, the daddy's home, like, I missed you, or always say, well, how come you ain't called me?
Yeah.
But she going to express it. She going to show me because she going to want to show me she can jump, twirl, spin. Like, she's going to try to give me 15 things before I even could get my jacket off. Like, so, like, you can see the appreciation of you being there, of your approval for the things that she's doing. Because what she's doing is trying to show you, look what I accomplished today, or this is what I learned at school today. Like, so it's that. It's like, soon as you hit the door, if she's woke or if she hadn't seen me for like if I had to work a double and she ain't seen me that day, oh, I'm getting it hard the next day.
I'm not gonna lie, when dads go pick up girls, because, you know, both of their fathers is different, but when they go pick them up, that daddy is way more amped up than it is like for a mom. See, I'm just like, different. Dang, you get all of that?
See, ours is different because I always worked night shift.
Yeah.
So I was never coming to get her. Oh. She's never expecting me to come get her from school. So it's always, when she sees her mom, it's just the trigger of, oh, mommy here, it's time to go.
Yeah.
If I walk in, she thinks, oh shit, I done did something. Oh. So if I go pick her up from school, then it's like, you came too early, because she got that after school program where they play and do all this bullshit. So it's either be like, you done threw off my whole routine, so something is up.
Right.
Why are you here? Why is mommy not here?
Yeah.
Come in the house, I get all of the love, cheers, and all of that. Come into school, what the fuck are you doing here is what she's thinking.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Mommy give me another hour to play. I can jump on the sliding board. Why are you here?
Right. I get regulated all the time of going to pick them up early from camp because, you know, like that's kind of like their extra recess or their extra time to do other things. But sometimes with what you got to get done, it don't make no point to pass point A to go to point B and come back to point A. Sometimes I got to come get you early, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm coming, she'd already know we got to go to grandmom's, we got to go do this, we got to go do that. We got something going on because you're throwing off the routine. Why are you here? Is what she
right. Yeah, I can see that. This is another fill in the blank one. One of my favorite memories with my child was, or is.
She had never been on a plane before. My daughter and my nephew were 6 months apart. So life is a competition. He got off the couch, I got to learn how to walk too. He know how to hold a bottle, I got to hold a bottle too. Life has been a competition since then. So my nephew went to Disney World. My nephew's birthday is 3 days after mine. His birthday, 4th of July. So me and my wife went to Miami for my birthday. My nephew went to Disney World that same year for his birthday. So I'm not funding your Disney World trip to I go enjoy my own self. So for the past couple of years, it was, well, he got to go on the airplane, and how come I ain't never get to go on the airplane? I got grandma bought me a suitcase, and I got the rolling bag, and I ain't never get to use it. So we went to Myrtle Beach last summer, and just the look on her face when she got to the airport, like, that was it.
She didn't like spaz out on the plane or nothing?
Oh, no.
Oh,
no, daddy ain't going for none of that. She don't do none of that if I'm around. We keep the shoulders down if daddy's around.
Oh, man. My next question is a yes or no question. I don't need any like explanation, but if you want to explain deeper, you can. Can a mother solely raise her son to be a well-balanced father without a father present? Yes or no?
No, a woman can't show a man how to be a man, same as a man can't show a woman how to be a woman. She has to pull that, he has to pull being a man from another man. Whether it be uncle, old head, cousin, brother, it has to be somebody that influences his, like, some of his decision making. She can show him how to be she can show him how to be a functional individual. Same as, like I said, like my cousin had my 4 or 5 cousins that he raised, and it was all girls and one boy. But you can't completely do it on your own because it's just some things that I can't explain to my daughter because I'm not a woman.
Right.
Some things that my sister can't explain to my nephew because she's not a man. Like,
are you leaving that? I don't know what age that is for you, but are you leaving the boy game awareness up for you or her mom to discuss with her? Like, are you going to put her up on game when it comes to boys, or are you going to leave that up to her mom to do?
For the most part, I'm going to leave it up to her mom because, like I said, I'm overly aggressive. I don't know how to half-ass things.
Yeah.
I only know how to go 1,000 miles an hour. So if I involve myself in this situation, and like you say, they get to these teen years and whatever you're telling them, they're going to do the opposite. Knowing you got to be honest with yourself before you can be honest with anybody. I know me, and I know that I'm going to go too hard at whatever it is, trying to get you to understand. And it's like, how don't you understand it? But you don't understand because you're 15 or you're 16 and you ain't listening to nothing I'm saying. So I know if I interject myself into this situation, I'm going to create a monster. I'm going to create a problem here.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring some nigga here, and it's going to go all the way bad. So I will leave that to her mom because I know myself. I know I can't be involved in that.
Are you comfortable with like middle ground where, let's say, her mom and your daughter has like this thing where she feels comfortable talking to her because she feels like, you know, daddy doesn't have to know, or daddy's gonna blow up. Let's keep this between us. Or is it like we come into bed, we discuss what was talked about, but I'm not gonna let her know I know.
I mean, for real, that's their relationship. That's between a mother and her daughter. Some of those things are just gonna stay between them. Some things gonna stay just between me and her.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how any relationship works. Like some stuff is just going between these two friends,
mm-hmm.
between a mom and a son. Like, so you can't always come in between that. And like I said, I don't want to know every damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not one of those people who, oh, you can talk to me about anything. Not my daughter. No, you can't. Like, you gonna share just one thing. It's gonna be one little thing in there that you gonna just give a detail and let it go, and I'm gonna be like, no, the fuck you didn't just. And that's all I heard now.
Yeah.
The 20 minutes other than that, I don't know nothing about none of that. All I heard was that one little thing. Like I said, you got to know yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. The honesty starts right here. Honesty starts with you. When you look in the mirror, you got to make the right assessment as to what it is that you see in that mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm not the guy for that situation, not for my daughter.
Well, that's good.
My niece tried to take me to go see her little boyfriend. It's like, oh, we can ride down there. Nah, we don't need to do that. Nah, I don't want to ruin your whole situation. I'm gonna be calling niggas that I know live down there. Hey, yo, whose son is that?
Oh, man. Do you think you would think differently if you had a sister?
I do. I got sisters.
Oh, okay.
So, would I think differently as far as what?
As far as like you wanting to be involved with who they talk to or know more. Was it where when you were growing up you didn't want to know like details about what your sister was dealing with?
All right, so like I can give you an example because my family is real close knit family.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's goddad and one of my cousins, they decided to start talking. So I sat them both down and said, "Okay, so look, this is what we gonna do. Y'all are both grown. What we not gonna do is ever call me and say he ain't answer the phone. Is he with you? You know where he at." She ain't answer the phone. Leave me out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Once we hit a certain age, you grown, ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
When we was kids and you in your teens, it's like, well, why you talking to this nigga? But again, that evaluation of doing it from then, you got to recognize that just because you're saying, why you talking to him? That's who she gonna want to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to evaluate these situations. You can't just be going through life blind. You just out here not paying attention to shit. Your awareness level is low. No, you got to be implementing these lessons that you learn, but you have to learn this shit though. Some niggas don't learn.
True. This is a fill in the blank. I wish someone told me blank about being a dad because blank.
About being a dad,
is there anything you wish someone told you more about as far as being a dad that you didn't?
The biggest change about being a dad, somebody told me, my brother, like I said, my nephew is 6 months older than my daughter. It wasn't even about the child, it was about her mom. That this is all, she's gone. The girl that you liked, she ain't here no more.
Oh man.
She's a whole new person. And you got to get acclimated to this whole new situation.
Mm-hmm.
But all the situation changes because her perspective and her priorities got to change.
Mm-hmm.
See,
and is that because there's resistance with the man as far as like changing his priorities, why he's not understanding that, or is it like just maturity?
No, see, like I can give you an example of me and my wife talking of like, when you pregnant, you've already, this is all the way real for you because somebody kicking you in your not your Adam's apple, your belly button. Somebody's kicking your belly button every day.
Yeah.
So this is real for you already. You adjusted in a whole different place. Somebody's growing inside of you and doing all kinds of shit to your body.
Mm-hmm.
For us, like for me, pregnancy you tell me it hurt. I don't know. I can't relate. I don't have no reference point for this. So for you, shit changed already. For me, it's like maybe in here yet ain't nothing. It was like it's still the way it was.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of gotta think about it from her perspective too, where it's like her whole world has changed because somebody's kicking her in her goddamn back every day. Somebody kicking her in the stomach every day.
Right.
She don't know what's going on in there. Like, it's not normal to just have somebody moving around, moving a rib and like.
Listen, the most selfless thing you could ever do as a woman is to be a mother.
No doubt, because y'all can die having that baby.
Yeah.
You gonna risk it all to have this baby.
Yeah.
So like, the one thing that That's the one thing I tell everybody now, though. Like I said, my brother, I give him all the credit in the world for this forever. I will always give more credit for that. He told me that this was going to happen before it happened. So that when it happened, I was like, oh shit, he was right. Because he said he's in a cab coming home from the hospital having my nephew. And the cab driver told him. And he was like, nah, not her. She ain't going to do like that. And he said the shit started happening to him. He was like, oh shit, he was right. So then 6 months later, he told me, oh shit, he was right. So now if I go to your baby shower, I'm pulling the nigga aside and telling him, listen, new Keisha is coming.
Right.
That girl you met at the bar that night who had on the mini skirt, she's gone.
Oh man.
Don't
So
ever
do
expect to see her again.
you and your wife, do y'all put in extra effort together to make it like this is a you and me night or this is a you and me thing? Just so y'all don't forget, like, you.
The foundation has to start with y'all. Okay. So, like, we got several different shows. Like, Insecure was on last night. We watch Insecure. You gotta have those type of things where it's like, we do this together. She ain't involved in this. Because if y'all don't have stuff that's just y'all, and you make everything about just this baby gonna leave this house one day, and now you're gonna look at each other and y'all two totally different people than two people who had that baby. Right. So now you're going like, I don't even really like you. Like, because y'all ain't never had no conversations, no talks, and y'all ain't really had a connection these last however many years. Right. So you have to like say, this is about we're going to dinner. We going to dinner tonight. We gonna just go to this hotel tonight. Like, she ain't coming. You got to do that. If you don't do that, then I mean, y'all just become roommates.
I always get this with one of my kids' dads. They'll be like, "Are we friends?" And I'm just like, I don't feel like we're friends per se. I feel like when we're cordial, we respect each other in a mutual sense. But at the same time, I feel like I'll give you tips on how to be better for the sake of you being better for our child that we share. It's not necessarily that we're friends. But I'm not going to, tell you or hold information back that can help you.
That's what I'm about to say. This is why we ain't friends. Friend is somebody who I can go to with whatever situation is, whatever the situation is. I can come to you and we gonna have an honest conversation about this. I can't come to you and talk about just any and everything once we have a child involved. Because some people play hostage with the baby.
Yeah.
Everything is about, so your son in here hungry, but you out with this bitch. Like,
but see, that I can actually have a discussion with him about. Like right now, he just got a new apartment in Philly.
Why are the babies always hungry when a nigga is out with another girl? The baby is always instantly hungry.
So
the baby's always woke. Like, it's 3:00 in the morning. Why is she up?
Right. He got a new apartment in Philly that he went half on with a girl that he knew he didn't want to be with in the first place before they went half on the apartment. So now he's telling me this. I'm not asking him this. He's telling me this. So now, being that they got the apartment and the deposit's done, he's like, I don't think I can live with her. But I'm just like, well, why would you even let her go in with you on this apartment? So you're going into a new situation where you want to have a home with drama. And to me, talking to him is more so on my part, like I'm teaching him, and that's exhausting. So I have to limit that.
See, some people, a living situation could have been worse wherever he was at. This was just the best of the two bad situations I had.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the night, we might argue, but I might be able to hit her. I might have been at my mom's crib, like, before I got here. I might have been stuck at my uncle's on the couch. Like, we could argue all day long, but I know I could just go get away from you. Like,
yeah,
stuck in somebody's house under their rules is a horrible situation. I would much rather go argue with you than to be stuck at my mom's.
Right. Yeah. It's something. Hopefully it gets better, the maturity, but sometimes I have to limit myself.
But again, he got to recognize the situation. You can't make somebody see something. If they don't see it, then you can't see it for them. Like, I can only lead you to the water. I can't make you drink it.
Facts. My last question for you is, to any new father or young father today, your best advice would be what?
The girl that you got pregnant is no longer the girl that you met. She is gone. That whole situation is over. Start saving some money. Get a hustle to go with your job. And just because it's a hustle don't mean go hustle.
Yeah.
But the girl that you had is gone. Life is now about that little baby. And save some money. Those are the things that I would tell somebody.
I mean, this vital information. And, I feel like sometimes that same thing that you said coming from the mother of the child that father is about to be responsible for, it's like that goes in one ear and out the other. And it's
all in the delivery. How do you deliver that message? Do you deliver that message in a conversation, or do you deliver that message into, you got to do this and you got to do that? And not like I said, a conversation. That's one of my biggest things ever. I walked off I love money. I'll work 1,000,000 hours if I can. But you can't talk at me.
Yeah.
The first time you talk at me, I'll tell you, look, we ain't doing that. This is not that kind of situation. Yeah. I am not that guy. Yeah. And if you got any rebut other than, oh no, I apologize, I didn't mean to handle it like that. Oh, listen, just because I'm here, this is my last day.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you talk to them about the situation and you sit down and tell them everything changing, like somebody's kicking me in my damn stomach every day. So you can't go to the bar and blow a paycheck. Like I blew an income tax check in a weekend because I didn't have no kids. Me and my cousin went to a couple of parties and shit was just fun.
Yeah.
But some niggas don't have nobody to have that kind of conversation with, tell them like, yo, you can't do dumb shit like that no more. Like that little boy or that little girl needs you. You gotta always have a solution for them. Right. Them diapers, they gonna run through that case of diapers like that.
Right.
You gonna have to have money to get another one.
Right.
You gonna have to have somewhere for them to live. You gonna have to have another outfit because they grew out of that one. Oh yeah, you bought it, they never wore it. That happens. That's why I said you got to get a hustle. You got to get some type of stash going, and you got to get some type of perspective on that girl. Ain't that girl no more?
Super facts. Well, I want to say thank you for standing up and being a consistent father. I also want to say today's challenges as a Black man are unfortunate still, but hopefully people are working on that and outside of this looting and protest, because I don't
loot. Niggas is just stealing. Niggas is running in with a ski mask on.
Dude, I'm just like, can we have something focused? I don't know. I believe in fathers. I believe in the greatness in Black fathers. I feel like y'all get a lot of bashing in society and in the homes of many. And I don't know. I just hope it gets a little bit more balanced and fair when it comes to Black fathers out here.
The ones who doing it right, you got to show them that love and appreciation. It is too many niggas out here who did dumb shit. You got 3 kids, you ain't doing nothing for none of them. Like, it's too many people with that on their resume. You got chicks though, they got kids that they ain't doing nothing for. So again, let's not all put it on all of the dudes, but like, you get that responsibility, you gotta stand up to it. It's not about whether you like the girl or not. It's about keeping a smile on that baby's face, keeping that baby balanced. It's not about how either one of y'all personally feel about it. You don't matter no more. They are now what matters.
I mean, you matter, but just not on the same level as before.
Nah, you can't think you matter, because once you start thinking you matter, you're going to start making decisions that cater to what you want to do.
That sounds so mean, though.
You can't go get the 12 shrimp platter because you got to buy diapers. Correct. You know what I'm saying? These onesies.
Correct.
You can't just go get you can't just go happy hour 3 nights out of the week now. Like, just because your coworkers is going, you can't go. You got different responsibilities than they got.
Right.
Or you get in a situation where you got a different bag. That's why, but that goes back to, like I said, you got to have a side hustle at this point.
Yeah. how can the people find you?
We are at OLF Podcast on Instagram. Twitter got us suspended currently, so fuck Twitter. You can Google us, man. OLF Podcast. Not those Canadian white dudes. We from Philly. It's about 9 or 10 of us on the show weekly.
Right.
YouTube is Out of Left Field Podcast. Everything else is OLF Podcast. We on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Listen Notes, Castbox. We do live on the radio in Philly from 12 to 2 on Sundays. Then we do 3 to 5 in Atlanta on the X Squad affiliates. We usually do phone calls and all of that while we're doing the show, but because of this current Rona situation, we ain't doing no phone calls. We are still live on the radio, but we just not doing the phone calls because we all over the phone. Okay. And YouTube, hit that YouTube, man. YouTube, we doing best of clips. So we giving you fresh audio and we giving you a best of clip. It's usually a segment from one of our shows. We got 160 shows, so we got plenty of shit to pull from that we can put an episode up. But this is Hympe from the OLF Podcast at OLF Podcast on Instagram. Not OLF Podcast. It's OLF, Out of Left Field Podcast.
Corrected. Thank you. Stay safe and happy Father's Day. I appreciated that fatherhood story so good because it's real and it's positive, and being raised in a 2-parent home where, you know, he said they didn't argue in front of him. They didn't fight. There wasn't any like putting down each other. And then he grew up and he got married, and she also came from a 2-parent home, and they raised kids, and you know, he's expecting one on the way, and he's excited about that, and he's motivated, and there's no lack. Okay, so that's a supportive home. That's a supportive unit. That's how a family should be in order to be productive out here in this 2020. And I love to see it. I think it's positive. You know, for me, I think men grow up and you have 2 choices. You have a choice to be a great father like your father was, or better. And then you have a choice on not having a great father and choosing to put in the effort and show up in your child's life and be better than your father was. And it's always easier to back out. It's always easier to not put in that effort. It's always easier to not push. But in the end, later on in life, you miss out. You miss out on the possibilities that could have been. So wishing his family a good, positive, healthy delivery of a baby girl, because it's going to be a girl. And happy Father's Day. And I hope to catch you guys at the next fatherhood story. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please follow us. Follow us as in me. At Cozy Womb Pod on Twitter. Please follow the Facebook page at Cozy Womb Podcast. I need some feedback about these episodes. I've been doing episodes since 2018. I want to say March. And I feel like in 2018, it was a lot more feedback that I was getting from the episodes. And now I'm kind of really wondering, like, what do parents or soon-to-be parents or listeners need from, like, other parents? Or what do you want to know? Or what are you mostly curious about that you would like to be talked about that's not talked about enough? And if I have an experience with it, I would love to share it. I'm really curious on what is it that I haven't shared or I haven't done an episode. I feel like I've touched bases on most things. The only thing that I haven't touched base on purposely is women who have had miscarriages, because I've never experienced that. And I don't like to do episodes on things I haven't experienced because I don't know what that's like. But if you guys would want to share any feedback, please check out the Cozy Womb Podcast Facebook page and the Twitter. DM me on IG at Cozy Womb Pod. I answer my DMs frequently. If there's any podcasters out there or anyone that's interested in any type of branding of their, product, I don't mind adding it into the show. If that's something you're interested in, just please email me at cozywombbmama@gmail.com. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Would love your feedback. If this is a show that you're interested in, please subscribe and please leave a review on Apple Podcasts app. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.